You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun. We're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and Merry Christmas Eve. Or it could be Christmas, or it could be Hanukkah, whenever you listen to the show. Either way, happy holidays from our family to yours. We're really grateful for the end of the year, as it's our opportunity to really take some time for ourselves and kind of recharge. I'm one of those rechargers, Rob, where at the end of the year, I really like to just get some time for myself and my wife and just kind of relax. But it's also a great time for me to really get my head around what I need to finish up this year and what I need to focus on next year. And having that break is just so important.
Yeah, it is. We talk a lot about working on your business, and this, of course, is a great time to do that, a great time to start thinking, really be formulating plans for 2020 and definitely getting some rest in there. You're going here soon to one of my favorite places on the planet, at least of those that I've been to. I'm a little envious of where you're going.
Just trying to get some rest in, Rob.
Yep, well, you're going to love it there. Beautiful place up in the mountains, sort of.
Yeah.
The base of the mountains, but in a beautiful place. So yeah, very good.
Yeah,
very cool.
really excited. Why don't we go ahead and get right into today's show, which is brought to you by the Drone U giveaway. Just go to http://droneugiveaway.com. Well, why do you want to sign up for a Drone U giveaway? Well, there are 3 prize winners, a grand prize winner, a secondary, and a runner-up. But here's the thing. We're giving away a Mavic 2 Pro. Thanks to DJI, we're also giving away some ND filters. Thanks to Firehouse Strobes, we're also going to be giving away a strobe. That way, you can use this drone to take those always coveted night shots. But in addition, you get something that, well, it's really difficult to explain the value in a quick 60-second spot, but let me try to do the best I can. A lot of people have given away drones. That's only going to get you so far. What gets you further and what can ensure long-term success, knowledge, and education, which is why we're giving away multiple annual memberships to the Drone U community, where you get exclusive access not only to the community, but also to our extensive library of courses, everything from photography, videography, and photogrammetry, and so much more. So don't you think you'd be a little bit more successful if you knew how to use your drone to make money? Well, I agree with you that yes, I think you'd be more successful. That's also why we're giving away a ticket to the fly-in, and we are giving away a flight mastery ticket for 3 people in the grand prize. So you can come, bring your friends, and have one drone adventure you will never forget, and I promise you that. So, if you remember, our giveaways are very different from every other giveaway. We actually incentivize you to share. You see all those things on Instagram where, tag a friend, post this in your story. Well, you can do that, but there's no way for the person to track every person who ended up doing that. Well, we have a different system. Not only can we track who you've invited to the giveaway, but we're going to give you 3 extra entries into the giveaway every time you share your own unique link. So yeah, that's right. Sign up for the giveaway. You'll get this confirmation. You don't have to click confirm. Just at the bottom of that email, you'll notice a nice unique link. You can go to your dashboard. You can see how many people have clicked your link at any given time, and you can see how much you've increased your chances of winning. It's truly awesome. Make sure you go to Drone U giveaway right now and sign up. That way, the earlier you start on this giveaway, which goes until January 1st, the better off that you're going to be. So make sure you sign up right now. You're going to hear about it on Drone DJ later this week. You're going to hear about it elsewhere. But, it's really because of our sponsors that this has all happened. So just want to say, again, thank you to DJI, GPC Cases, Firehouse Strobes, Drone U, and Drone U again for the landing pad.
And Drone DJ, yeah. I mean, you mentioned them, but we should mention them in that sentence as well.
That's right.
He's doing something really cool that's pretty unique in terms of a gift.
You know what? I even forgot to mention that, which is if you win the grand prize, you're going to work with Drone DJ and have an article written up on you and your company and what you're doing, a unique story of how you've helped another company. This way, we can help get you some business. So we want to give you the tools, the knowledge, but also some tips, tricks, and little cheat codes to get you started. So why haven't you signed up yet?
You probably have, but if not, get in there and do it and share it with your friends. You're going to want to increase your chances of winning, which is so easy to do. By the way, in terms of what Hai is doing through the Native Marketing article, we're actually giving that away. He's decided to allow us to do it in the grand prize as well as the runner-up prize.
Wow.
So, man, this is a packed prize package.
It really is.
On all 3 levels.
It really is.
So give it a shot.
Make sure you sign up, droneugiveaway.com.
What is the Mavic Mini good for?
Well, Frank, thank you for the question. I'm pretty sure that at 5 seconds, that is the most succinct, shortest question we've ever played on the show. So I don't know that that's going to be hard to beat. Anyways, I like succinct. That's good because we had a lot of 3-minute questions, and they're much less likely to get on the show than a 5-second question, actually. But anyways, yeah, what are your thoughts? So let's jump in. I'll just start kind of throwing some things that come to my mind. So I would think, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, you've seen this thing race around the track because we've almost given you a haircut a couple times. You've seen this thing fly
Which
out.
is really hard to do.
It's true, being that you're bald. But hey, you know what? Oh, man.
But metaphorically speaking.
You've seen it fly through the race course. You've seen us play with it. What are your thoughts? I mean, have you heard the kids talk at all about this? Are they excited?
Are you talking about my kids or kids in general?
I'm talking about your kids.
Yeah, no, I think they are excited. They look at it and they think that it looks like it's a lot of fun, which it is. Seeing it fly around the office, I really have only kind of heard some of the struggles with it, frankly, in terms of how you'd lose connection as I got further into the office and into the course. But in terms of just a fun drone to have up in the air, I think there's no doubt that that's what it is. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I think DJI has successfully garnished more attention for the industry as they've launched this new Mavic Mini. And in fact, I have to say, well done for getting everyone excited, but also thanks for allowing us skilled drone pilots to avoid a lot of some of the international laws and rules, as this drone, being 249 grams, essentially allows you to do a lot when you're not in the United States. And I think that's a key distinction, because I think also this drone has kind of confused everyone as far as whether they should register it or not.
Yeah.
I will say, if you are Part 107, you do have to register this drone no matter what. So if you're a recreational pilot or a hobby pilot, if you add any weight to this whatsoever, so if you use the customized kit that it comes with, if you use the prop guards, if you use anything that goes on the drone, you will have to register it, as it does breach that 250 gram rule. Registration is easy. You don't need to pay anyone. You got to pay the FAA, but you don't have to pay anyone to register it. Now, here's why I'm excited to do this show now, 3 or 4 weeks after the fact. Did you guys, and I don't know if you saw it too, Rob, did you watch that show with Transport Canada that we did on how Americans, how essentially we perceived that if you had a Part 107, it was easier to fly, and Canada ends up not being true. But did you see the Transport Canada show? Did you hear about that at all?
I actually did not get a chance to listen to that.
Well, kind of at the very end, it seems like the guy who was on the show, he was doing a great job, but it seemed like kind of towards the middle, he was talking about the Mavic Mini and sub 250 gram drones or micro drones. So at the end of the show, though, and I would recommend you guys go check it out. It is on our YouTube page. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you download podcasts. And at the very, very end, I said, so if I'm American and I fly a Mavic Mini in Canada, I don't need to get any license. I don't need to work with Transport Canada. I don't need to do any of that. And he was like, yes, that's correct. So,
next question, please.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, all right. Well, I didn't mean to say I gotcha, but I gotcha. So, so I think that's one really exciting aspect of the Mavic Mini, is that if you're in certain countries that have what we call a micro drone rule or a sub 250 gram drone rule, then this is a really phenomenal tool for those of us who want to go to those other countries. Now, it's really interesting because we've had a couple Instagram influencers here in the office in the last few days as we are working on our marketing giveaway content. And it's funny because one of the girls came in here and she's like, I really want to buy a Spark. And I said, why do you want to buy a Spark? And she's like, Well, because I went on this trip and I hauled a Phantom 3 around with me everywhere and ended up not using it. And I never want to do that again. Like, it was like burned in her mind, like to not carry a Phantom around with her.
It's a serious pain point.
I guess so. Like, wow. I would have been like, I would have strapped my Inspire 2 backpack on.
Do you really have an Inspire 2 backpack?
Yeah, we do.
Really?
Yes. Anyway, I gotta say though, it was very interesting to me because the compact, portable nature of this drone is what she was after. And I mean, if you look at this drone, it's literally like the size of my Apple mouse, just a little bit thicker, maybe like three Apple mouses. And it's really portable, Rob. It's like,
I stick this in my back pocket daily, so now you can't even see the drone.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. It really is.
It's tiny. But you know what? You don't really get the dynamic range that you would get on a Mavic 2 Pro. You can't see the voltage per cell on the battery when you're flying it. There's no physical flight mode switch when you're changing flight modes. It's a software switch through the app. That kind of scares me. So while I do love this drone, I think it's great for the industry. It really attracts a lot more attention and gets people who thought about flying and maybe it was too hard for them back into the game, which I think is so crucial and so important. And I think a lot of people will believe that that should help grow our industry as a whole. But until the FAA moves further along with the NPRM, which they did not release this week and they were supposed to, I don't know how much this will help the American market as far as what we're thinking on expanding the drone industry. Now, a lot of people have asked me, Paul, is this a great starter drone to just kind of learn on?
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of gone back and forth on that, Rob.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I like the cheaper drones that don't have any gyro stabilization for our students to learn on because they become truly amazing pilots very, very quickly. And if they follow our formula, which we're launching very soon in our enterprise program, I believe that is the program that will take any person from no flying experience at all to able to do pretty much what they want.
So to that question as to whether it is a good training drone, a good starter drone, let me just clarify. Are you saying that you're leaning towards no because it's almost too easy to fly? Is that as opposed to...
Yeah, I would say yes, that it is very easy to fly. I don't think it's a good trainer drone in the audience of commercial pilots.
Gotcha.
Okay, because as a commercial pilot, there's a couple things that you've got to be constantly paying attention to, and this drone would not even allow you to set up those habits.
Gotcha.
So because you can't see a lot of information when flying this vehicle. Now, as far as it being an easy drone to fly, I think it's great. I mean, it does what it will do under the tree for everyone who gets one this holiday season, and I have a feeling that the Mavic Mini will be a Christmas gift for a lot of people. So if you do know someone who gets a Mavic Mini, help them by helping the industry and tell them just some things like, hey, you got to check out the airspace. If you're a recreational pilot, you're still supposed to file an authorization. They're automatic most of the time to fly in that airspace. In addition, a couple of good rules are, don't go over 400 feet, don't fly over people. 3 rules of takeoff. Try to take off into the wind. You'll have less problems. Try to keep the orientation of the drone the same when you're taking it off. And since you can't see battery voltage, there's no way to do a battery test on this drone, which is one of the crucial things that we teach at Drone U during Flight Mastery, and that's why I don't think it's a very good drone.
So one of the things that's been said about it since it's come out, or even before it's come out, was that it would be great for close proximity, but
no way.
Is that?
No
I
way.
didn't think that that's what your feeling on the drone was.
And
we've tested it.
We have tested it. Sorry, I shouldn't have cut you off. Please.
No, you're good. You're good. That was it.
Do you remember our conversation about why I'm so grateful for this race course, like unintended consequence?
Sure.
The unintended consequence of our Drone U race course, and it's also a confined space training, is how confined it is. And Fleer brought their Black Hornet 3 in here.
They're what was $30,000?
$60,000.
$60,000
drone.
Parakeet.
Yeah. You want to talk about a small drone? You can actually put two of those drones with the size of this mouse. So I will say, though, the unintended consequence of this race course is how difficult it is to fly.
Yeah.
Whether you're a Cinewhoop pilot, FPV pilot, confined space guy, whether you're law enforcement and you're used to flying tight spaces, the drone I really want to try in this race course is the Low-Key 2. That is made by Sky Hero.
Okay.
Now, do you remember which drone in this office is the Sky Hero? We actually had two.
Where is that?
It's in the back room. It's in the back studio.
I do remember it. I just haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, the power cohort. By the way, I have a new flight controller and everything for that drone. I just need to take the time and get it done, like all other things in this office. But the confined space course is so difficult, it really tests drones' abilities. So going back to why we were talking about that, well, the reason I say that this drone is not good for confined space training or missions in general is because whenever you're trying to descend in a tight space, the drone constantly goes into precision landing mode. So it's literally always trying to land while it's in the confined space course.
And you can't turn that off.
No, you can't. Now, I was able to turn off the downward obstacle avoidance by putting tape over the obstacle avoidance sensors. And then, Aldrin posted how to get attitude mode on a Mavic Mini, and it was tape. Kind of took my idea, so thanks, man. Appreciate it. But anyway, long story short is I've been seeing some firefighters and some guys who are clearly trying to make a name for themselves in the industry and applaud your hustle. But I think it's incredibly important to give people the right information and not just hype drones. That's been a huge problem. And I actually watched some DJI officials openly apologize to other people in one of the conferences I was at last month about overhyping things. So
interesting. Well, and I think we would also need to define what confined space is, because our confined space in our course is super confined.
It's 28 inches of total travel.
Right.
From top to bottom.
That's probably about as confined as a drone is going to have to go into.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
if you ever wanted to fly inside ductwork.
Yeah.
But
that's
if you come fly the drone U course, you would.
Come on by.
Actually, I'm surprised by the caliber of people that just drop by to fly the course. We might have to start charging for that.
No.
Because the caliber is quite high. So.
No, and then they leave here and they talk about it, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Very cool. So, yeah, I guess it's fun. It's great to take on a trip if you're not going to try to get pictures to sell, perhaps, but you're just going to sort of remember your trip and nostalgic reasons, etc. It's not a bad drone to have with you.
Is this a good drone for the family? Yeah, it's great to take photos and videos of the family. Remember, you're not going to get 4K video out of it. You're not going to get certain types of imagery out of it. Personally, I don't mind traveling with the Mavic 2 Pro in my backpack. So that's going to be my, drone of choice because it has everything I need. It can't map though. Gosh, I keep seeing people pushing mapping with the Mavic 2 Pro, and I'm just all it does is showcase what you don't know about mapping.
Yeah. Well, and for me, I still love the Air. It's not that much bigger than that.
I actually
more capable.
Love the Air compared to this thing.
Yeah.
Give me an Air all day long.
Right.
Seriously.
Now, the Air is a few $100s more, so obviously that's a factor.
But it is a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And it's
and more capable.
Really good for confined space training. So, but anyway.
And it does have voltage, and it can be,
Yeah, it can be hacked, is what he was about to say. Don't feel bad, Rob. I did it, not you.
Well, it's a lot of fun.
And that's the other thing, too. I tried hacking this in every way possible. I should go back into the forums and see if anyone else figured it out. And actually, as I just said that, I realized I could do a boot storage from the SD card. Maybe that'll work. Anyway, what is the Mavic Mini good for? It's great for travel. It's portable. It's flexible. It's extremely portable. I mean, you could put this in a Sony, one of those little tiny Sony camera bags.
You could put that, if you've got a jacket, you could put it in your jacket pocket.
Yeah, you could. I've watched Doug put a regular Mavic in his jacket pocket, though, but, that's Doug. So.
Well, this you would hardly know it's there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I mean, also, guys, if you do get a Mavic Mini when you, for Christmas, or someone who does, make sure you tell them about traveling with it. You do not want to put this in your checked baggage or the batteries. They both need to be in your carry-on. It's extremely important, okay? And also, I would recommend everyone get it insured, or use DJI Care Refresh. So we talked about confined space training. We talked about Traveling, it's really good for travel. It's really good for entry-level beginner. But just understand, this is like a stepping stone. If it were me, I would go to a lesser stepping stone first and then actually skip this stepping stone and go right to the Mavic 2 Pro, especially with the price point. But remember, everyone, before you go out and buy a bunch of drones this holiday season, we are expecting a whole lot of new drones like the second week of January. So, something to think about.
Yeah.
That being said, they will probably also be a lot more difficult to hack. So,
and more costly.
Totally. Well, I mean, I think we covered it as far as, the Mavic Mini is concerned. Is there anything that you feel like we haven't covered? Because the one question I hear a lot is this a great drone for commercial purposes? And I do not think it is.
I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And what I would say as to any of those sorts of questions, if it wasn't mentioned here, you can assume that that's probably because it's not good for that.
Yeah, or we just forgot. But
that's possible.
On that bombshell, that's going to do it for us today. Merry Christmas.
Possible.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Just enjoy the end of the year. Get some rest. Have an attitude of gratitude. Tell some people you love them. Don't kill other people or fight other people while you're shopping. Even after Christmas, let's all give each other a little grace. We never know how far that might go.
Thank you. I agree.
Really important. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. If you want to give us a Christmas gift, well, just leave us a review. Leave us a review on Spotify, Pandora, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, wherever you download the show, including YouTube. Don't forget to leave us a review. It really, really helps us. And then don't forget to sign up for the giveaway, Drone U giveaway, so that way we can give you something. That's going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
My name is Rob.
This is Ask Drone U.